my loves. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Hi, hello, my name is Loey. It is that time once again where we delve back into the haunted side of TikTok. I always like to use these videos as our little weekly check-ins, even though I've missed a couple of weeks. So let me know down below how your week was, how you are, and yeah, I just love you guys so much. I hope you've been doing well. I've not been doing well, but you know, every day is another sleigh, and eventually it just can't get any worse. Eventually it just kind of has to get better, and that's why I'm pushing through, baby. That and an abundance of spite to those who do not believe that I can. So I'm popping in before the video starts to say thank you to our sponsor for today's video, Hungry Root. Hungry Root is an online grocery service, and I think it is like my favorite rendition of these meal kit services slash grocery services that have been going super viral in the last few years. And there's a couple of reasons why Hungry Root has become my fave. When you sign up for Hungry Root, you take a quick short quiz that's pretty fun. You just talk about all of your likes, your dislikes, things you incorporate into your diet, maybe some restrictions that you might have, any goals when it comes to your eating plan, and then Hungry Root does the hard work. They figure out what groceries will best fit your diet restrictions and what you like to eat. With their weekly delivery of fresh groceries, you also get 10-minute recipes so that you're never stuck wondering what to make for dinner. And that is why Hungry Root has become my favorite and my go-to online grocery delivery service. It's because the groceries are made to mix and match with things that you may already have, or you can build an entire recipe just from what they have in the box. I got some amazing things in my Hungry Root box, some things that I have never heard of before, some brands I'm really familiar with, brands like Kevin's Natural Foods, who I adore and I recognize and I already use on a weekly basis in my grocery shopping. It was really cool to see stuff like that already in my Hungry Root box. If you would like to give Hungry Root a try today, the first 100 people who use my code, which is LoeyLane 40, will get 40% off their first grocery delivery order. That's a lot off. Use the link in my description box down below and use code LoeyLane40 for 40% off of your first Hungry Root order today. Thank you so much to Hungry Root for sponsoring today's video. And now let's get back to the stories. If you ever want to participate in these videos, you can tag me at LoeyBugXO over on TikTok. You can also give me a follow. I post fashion content there, but also like a lot of scary side of TikTok stuff live. There are some videos that I'll even be talking about in my next couple of scary and haunted side of TikTok videos that I talked about first on TikTok a while ago. The first one comes from TikTok user justlivingmybethlife, who posted a video about her daughter Poppy, and the fact that Poppy seems to have an imaginary friend of sorts. However, as Poppy talks more about this person that she's been chittering to and waving at the top of the stairs, you realize that something seems a little off.
You were just stood there at the bottom of the stairs, weren't you? Yeah? And you were looking up the stairs into the dark, and when you looked up there, yeah, you waved to somebody like that, and you blew a kiss to them, didn't you? Can you tell Mummy who you were waving to?
No.
Why?
Because I don't know who it is.
Okay, well, what did they look like?
No, I was nothing.
Poppy at first says she doesn't know who it was waving to her from upstairs. But after some convincing from her parents, Poppy says that this person is actually just a little girl like her. And it looks like her. This person is basically her, but when Poppy blows kisses at this other version of herself, the other version bites her back.
A girl.
It was a girl.
Yeah.
And what did they look like?
It looks like me. It just looks like me.
When you wave at her and blow her a kiss, does she wave back and blow kisses back?
No.
No.
What does she do when you blow a kiss?
She just bites me.
This kid seems so freaked out in this video, y'all. I can't get over it. Why is this little girl seeing a doppelganger in her own home? Why is it not friendly towards her? And why is it supposedly biting her? I don't know. but this video really creeped me out. From another TikTok user called dingbatcass, we have a couple of quite viral videos, but this first one is one that I was tagged in so many times. Cass is unboxing a doll in this video. It's one of those really lifelike ones that have become quite popular with collectors and stuff like that over the years. No doll judgment, I collect dolls too, but this doll in particular is something special. When Cass opens up the box, she swears that this doll looks at her, and that's what everyone on TikTok was saying. In a follow-up TikTok, Cass shows this baby again, and apparently it has a very unsettling name.
You guys, I just noticed something crazy as and you're all gonna think this is so insane, but I just took out the certificate of authenticity for her, and you're not gonna freaking believe the name on this thing. Are you me?
So Annabelle the monkey doll has gained quite the viral reputation on TikTok after this point. Cass explains that this doll was actually just an Amazon buy, but everyone in the comment section is like, your doll looks nothing like the ones on the website. And Cass regularly makes jokes about how it's like this doll is struggling so hard to just be a doll, like any minute it's just gonna spring to life. But in the last video from her account that I wanted to show, weird things have been happening around the doll, namely her neighbor's porch light turning on and off by itself after just being freshly changed when Annabelle is facing it. That's really all the updates I have for you on this, and I low-key kind of love this little doll. Maybe I need it, honestly. I'm a doll collector. Don't know if I've ever told you that before, but I collect like American Girl dolls, like the old ones from the 80s before it was bought by like Mattel and stuff. I also collect old Barbies. I collect a lot of like weird stuff, Beanie Babies, you name it. So maybe I need a monkey doll, but honestly what I don't need is another haunted doll, so I'm just gonna pretend I didn't see this one. We have another TikTok from @thealih, who I have mentioned in a previous scary side of TikTok video. This time, he has captured something that seems to be pretending to be a baby to lure him further into an otherwise all dark basement.
Guys, I was just prepping the house for like getting our laundry together and stuff like that for when we move. Something knocked over all that stuff, shut the door, and turned off the... And it sounds like a baby. It's trying to get me to go over there. I'm here completely by myself. Like, it knocked over all that shit over there, turned off the lights, and slammed the door.
Whatever this thing is, it's mimicking babbling and baby noises. And that does not sit well with me. As Ali is talking about the paranormal happenings as well, you can hear what sounds like a little kid say, "It was so great."
Legit knocked. I can't even go upstairs. I have to go through this to go upstairs. Like, I can't fit through that or this. It sounds like it's getting closer too.
And that's really it for that. There was no like follow-up on it or anything like that. But that's not the only time that Ali has heard specifically a baby crying in his basement. The next TikTok comes from November of last year, when Ali and his partner were just hanging out upstairs. Something, which sounds a lot like a baby, starts to cry in the basement, and Ali goes to investigate.
يا الله في ولد تحت.
I know. What the
Ew.
I don't... Even the cats are upstairs, bro. They're not.
What the hell happened? All the dogs are freaking out too. They're all on my feet. Like,
Yeah, Milo and Max are freaked. The light's not working. Oh my god.
what did you do?
I didn't do anything. We literally locked them up.
When the poster goes to the basement, it's dark. The lights, of course, are not working.
We were literally just watching a movie. Or we were watching Stranger Things, actually. Hello?
and the crying stops entirely. Now, Ali's bio is for your entertainment, so I have to assume that, of course, the haunting is either exaggerated here or this is all just for fun. Still, it's really creepy to watch, and hearing a phantom ghost baby crying in a basement freaked me out, so I had to share it with all of you. You're so welcome. Next up are a few TikToks from the user salt.sage, who you might recognize from my TikTok account, as I've talked about one of these videos at least previously. A woman late one night is watching her sister's son for her, so her nephew. As far as I know, the two women live in this house together, and we'll talk about the house itself later, but they are only really the second owners ever of this house. The original owners literally stayed there until they died, so keep that in mind. But one night, as this woman is watching her sister's kid, just filming him, saying it's SpongeBob night, you know, they're hanging out, they're watching SpongeBob, suddenly, the rocking chair behind the boy starts to move on its own.
SpongeBob night.
SpongeBob off.
Liam, come here. Liam, right now. What is happening? Okay, I'm calling your mom. Just stay right here.
Towards the end of this clip, you can even see that the chair has slowly turned itself towards the poster. After this, the poster has a follow-up for us. She has received an email from the granddaughter of the former owners of the house, and the granddaughter seems to think that the house was pretty weird when her grandparents lived there as well. The message reads, "When my brother Brad lived there, he had a house cleaner, and she was upstairs in that north bedroom, which was my grandma's, and she was vacuuming, cleaning the room, and the cord kept getting ripped out of the wall. Then there was a desk with a lamp on it, and apparently the lamp went up, turned upside down, landed, and did not break. The house cleaner also said that there was this horrible, horrible smell. Brad came home to find a note that she quit and said somebody does not want me in this house, and she wasn't coming back." So that's going to be a pretty unsettling piece of information to learn about your otherwise quite haunted home already, and it gets worse. Then the poster has a follow-up video that's like security footage from the house, in which she's just sitting on the couch with two kids hanging out, when suddenly we start to see things flying down the staircase behind her. It's just the three of them at the house, but that doesn't change the fact that somebody is at the top of the stairs, literally throwing stuff down. Lastly, from salt.sage, we have a piece of security camera footage that was taken in the middle of the night. The poster says that one night she was looking through the security camera footage. She woke up to find all of the cabinets in her house wide open, but her husband is a sleepwalker, sleep eater, so it wasn't that weird. She just wanted to see him doing it. And that's when she saw this. You can also hear a really loud buzzing noise throughout this clip, as though an electronic device has suddenly turned on out of nowhere as all of the cabinets have swung open. To me, because of the insane activity around this house, this almost feels like a poltergeist or a really, really dark prankster spirit. Either way, I don't think it's a particularly good sign when people in the house say that paranormal activity is followed by a really bad smell. Then we have a TikTok from the user AmmyTheHammy2, who showcases just how haunted their home is in this clip.
Our TV froze and it's playing the same 3 notes.
No, that's not the TV. That's his puzzle that's playing those notes.
Oh, Jesus. That's even creepier. Okay.
It just stopped.
I just aged 10 years.
So their TV froze and something kept playing the same 3 noises over and over. And the person who is like filming thought it was the TV, you know, like the TV froze out of nowhere. That's really weird. Why is it playing the same 3 notes? No, it's one of their kids' toys. So the TV freezes and then one of their kids' toys goes off on its own, playing the same 3 notes over and over and over again. This next one is from Ashley Meredith 529, who captured something really weird on her baby's baby monitor while the entire family was gone from home. Basically, the way that this baby monitor seems to work is it's one of the video ones. So when there's like movement, or, you know, if a baby wakes up in the middle of the night and starts crying, a notification is sent to the parent's phone and then they can see it from their app. So the entire family is gone one day and suddenly the mom gets like a baby monitor notification. And she's like, oh no, somebody has broken into our house. But no, it's so much weirder.
These are the pictures I get from my baby's baby monitor. Detects his face, movements, sound, everything, and send it right to my phone so I can see what's going on with him. One particular night, my husband and my kids and I were out and about, and I get a notification on my phone that there is movement in a face. Mind you, my baby is with me, and my kids are with me, and my husband is also with me. So, of course, my mind goes to, oh my gosh, there's somebody in my house. So I look at my phone and this is what I see. What? What is that? Look at the eyes, the nose, and the face. And like, it's clearly a face, right? Like, that looks like hair, but this is clearly a face. And it's not my baby. I have no words because I have no idea what this is. And I've showed it to several of my friends and they don't know what it is either. And this is the only video I cannot play back. All the other videos of movement and motion and faces, I can play back except for this one. And it's obviously very grainy. But I'm a little freaked out by this. And it hasn't happened since, but it's been on my mind a lot lately because I don't understand how this, I mean, unless it was a glitch, which is possible, but honestly, it's a little unsettling because we just moved into this house a few months ago. So what do you guys think this is?
You can clearly see a face in this video. You can see a baby in the crib, and for some reason it's the only video that the mom can't play. Like, it's so weird, and it's just clearly a baby. Like, why is there a baby in the crib? And why does it look like that? Like, why? It's not quite sitting right with me. The whole thing is really bizarre. I'm sure that there is probably an explanation for it. It's got to be like a glitch or something of some sort, but right now it's just really creepy. TikTok user alisha.syk posted a video about a bizarre paranormal experience she had after losing her grandmother. Her family has been watching the home, but specifically her mom has been the only person with keys to go in and out of her grandmother's house as they get together her things and, you know, just clean up and do standard things that kind of happen when you lose a loved one. One morning, Alicia's mom comes back to the house to find that a gift bag that she put at the top of the stairs is suddenly waiting for her right by the door. So they look over the security footage and they saw something so weird.
So like I said, there's been no motion of a person detected in the house. It's literally just been my mum leaving, my mum coming back, but the Ring camera like records through the night or just constantly. So I'll show you the next clip. This video is not edited, watch right here. Just gonna show it again. I just don't understand how a bag can just appear literally out of thin air. Like, even if the Ring camera is recording in frames, like not continuously recording, how did that bag disappear? And if it like fell down the stairs somehow, or how is it landing up the way? So if anyone has any explanation, please let me know, because we are also confused and have no idea how it even got there.
Alicia literally shows here, it kind of just appears at one point. Alicia's mom knew she left that bag upstairs, and Alicia shows the footage where it just appears at the bottom of the stairs out of nowhere. No movement captured, no nothing. It's just suddenly there. If the bag had just fallen down the stairs and was laying on the ground and all the contents were everywhere, like, I would understand that. But it's sitting perfectly upright, and there's no footage of it moving, except when it wasn't in the frame in one clip and then it was. I have a few TikToks today from a TikToker named alisha.syk, who is a psychic who also owns like a witchy, like a super cool witchy occult shop. So she posted an initial video saying, "This is Alice," while showing a porcelain doll. "Alice was sent to me by a client who says that Alice is haunted. Let's see what happens now that she's in my possession." A little while later, Samantha decides to do a quick walkthrough of her shop to show everyone what it looks like now that she's fully moved in. Except it seems there is a co-star in this clip, one that Samantha was not expecting.
Okay, so I haven't done a walkthrough video like a before and after since I moved in. So since I just got here,
We hear what sounds like a girl giggling and maybe talking a little bit as Samantha walks into the shop. She also hears this and immediately walks towards where the voice is coming from, only to find Alice on the couch. Alice the doll on the couch. And as it turns out, Alice was literally placed in a box, in a case, the night before. And Samantha talks about this in a follow-up video.
I'm still really bugged out by walking in my store and hearing, I don't know if it was laughter, I was very confused. But backstory is I received Alice from a family. Their mom has had her for a really long time, and they reached out to me and asked me if I would take her because they were all terrified of her. And you know, I was like, okay, well, tell me about the doll. So they told me that the doll just creeped them out, and sometimes they would hear noises or they would hear what they thought was laughter. They never really knew what it was, but they all felt like it was coming from Alice. Not to mention when we left, when we closed the night before, Alice was sitting down there on the case, inside the case. The door on the side was missing because I took it off because it was broken. So I was like, I'll just get this replaced, no big deal. I'm still really confused how the fudge the doll got from the case to the couch and what even happened today.
Since having Alice, Samantha has felt sick, has had plants die, and has just had like strange things happening to her and around the shop.
I just want to know her story, when she was made, how she was made, and who may have made her. I have very vague details on this doll. Now, I don't believe spirits can haunt an object. That's residual energy. But there's something here with this doll. The changes that it has created, killing my plants, making me sick, strange movements, noises, smells. The feelings that she gives me in my body are just unreal. Like hair standing up, nauseated. It's interesting.
I'm keeping an eye on the entire situation, but for now it seems like there's a very strong attachment to this doll. Next up, we have a TikTok from the user hvdrty, who basically says that they had to move out of their apartment, had to move out of their flat. And this clip is why. In this video, we see what looks like a very large hand grabbing the doorknob, and also what looks like two eyes looking back at the poster in the darkness. And of course, they were home alone. Then we have a video from allspookyhorror. Now this is a repost of this, but the original poster found himself in a graveyard. I'm not exactly sure of why the poster has found himself in a graveyard, but there's a very seriously damaged white car in this graveyard that looks like it was like freshly in an accident. The front of this car is really damaged, and the poster hears a woman crying next to it. So of course the poster goes over to the car to see like what's going on, and that's when this happens.
You okay? What the? What the f is going on here? There ain't nobody there. Miss? Hello?
When the man gets to the car, there's no one in or around it, and the crying sounds immediately stop. This cemetery is empty save for the person filming, and like there's nowhere somebody could have run to. Like, this is a wide open space. Again, it's a cemetery. If somebody was around, you would see them. And there was somebody crying in front of that car who just disappeared. TikTok user ghostmealready basically obtained a lock of Victorian hair for their kind of oddities area in their home. They seem like they take really great care of these pieces and with a lot of respect. In particular, they decided to frame this Victorian lock of hair. However, now, months later, despite the fact that no one has gone in and reframed this piece, there's suddenly fingerprints inside of it.
4 months ago, I framed this Victorian hair art watch fob that I got at an antique store in Deadwood, South Dakota. Today, while I was reorganizing my oddities shelves, I noticed something weird. Black fingerprints inside the frame behind the glass. Because I reframe my antiques often, I actually have videos from the day I framed it. Let me show you. This video and the next one are from October. You can see that there are absolutely no fingerprints. I'm very meticulous about cleaning and wiping down my displays when reframing. That's why they look so spotless. It's weird because it looks like a full hand was pressed directly over the display, creating the fingerprints. I 100% would not have positioned my hand like that while framing it.
The prints are like black and noticeable and really look like when the poster, you know, puts her hand over the piece, it really looks like somebody just went in and put their whole hand over the hair. Bone chilling, bone chilling. I wouldn't even know how to keep something like that after that experience. It's so scary. The next video is super interesting, and it's from a TikToker named Caulumn, who posted a duet to another person who made a video like over the sound of some creepy laughter with the text, "When you stand in the woods in Scotland for too long at night." And this poster says that people talk all the time about the Appalachian Mountains and like the weird stuff that goes on in Appalachia, but nobody really talks about the creatures and the myths and the creepy stuff in the woods of Scotland.
Okay, I feel like people genuinely don't talk about this enough, right? But do you know how there's like loads of stories of the Appalachian Mountains in like America, where people don't go in the woods and they don't talk about what they see in the woods and stuff? Scotland is literally made up of so many mythical creatures that are only mythical because you don't believe in them. The amount of land out here that is untouched and unwalked. You should definitely not walk through the woods of Scotland by yourself, alone, at night. There's some Narnia shit going on out there. For instance, you're going to think I'm crazy, but I know there's giants in the sky. Ask me how I know, but I know. Not all these creatures in the woods are friendly. Not all of them are deadly. But just have your wits about you.
He warns against ever walking alone in the woods in Scotland at night. And I love talking about the creepy myths, urban legends, cryptids, just everything spooky in the world, but especially in the woods, baby. I never know what's lingering out there. I feel like it's another ocean. You know how all the time we're finding like more weird stuff in the ocean? I feel like one day a creature is going to come out of the woods and everyone's going to be like, oh, that was Bigfoot. Like, to me, it makes sense that there's just stuff in the forests and stuff in nature that we can't explain because we are like so limited in our human experience on a day-to-day basis. For most of us, we live in towns or cities, and some of us might live in the country. But I believe every single cryptid sighting. I'm telling you, every single time somebody's like, yeah, I saw something I can't explain, I'm like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Should I do a whole video on the creepy stuff in the Scotland woods? Let me know. Lastly is a TikTok from user opalghosts, who was just filming a video of their roommate late one night as they were having some drinks. Their roommate suddenly freaked out on them, and the poster didn't really know why until they watched back the video.
What? 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 What are you doing? Did you not hear that? No. Are you sure? Did you hear that? Sage.
You can see the closet start to shake, and the girl who was dancing next to it gets incredibly freaked out, and even the dog goes to investigate. But apparently, there was nothing there. There you guys have it. That was 21 TikToks from the haunted side of TikTok. And I really hope you all enjoyed these. Let me know which one was your favorite. And if you ever do have any scary or haunted TikToks you want me to react to, make sure to tag me once again at LoeyBagXO. I love doing these videos for you, but they're never possible without your help, and having you guys scouting the web, finding the spookiest things to talk about makes this so much more fun, because it's kind of like we're all just hanging out together and scrolling through TikTok. Before I go, I want to say a huge thank you to my subscribers who are channel members. If you want to join the channel memberships and get extra members exclusive content on the channel, like members exclusive videos, polls to help me decide on future videos, members only updates, emotes and badges, and so much more, you can click that little join button. It should be somewhere around the screen. We would love to have you. For now, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I love you very, very much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!